I keep my goals to myself, cause whenever I share it with folks, they get a look upon their face and their memory floats to a time where their goals and the stars ain't...
What's good? We're going to get into the Memorial Day edition of Monday Night Raw for May the 25th, 2026. This was an okay show. The Bloodline stuff to me is getting on my nerves. I am kind of tired of it. It's very, very repetitive. And we'll talk about that when we get to it. I think that the promo was fine between Jacob and Roman. I thought it was okay. The matches on this show were pretty solid. I thoroughly enjoyed Penta and Devon Evans. I like that. I also enjoyed Seth Rollins versus Montez Ford. I thought that was really good there. The mid-card, they're trying to make that better. Hopefully, they don't turn Devon Evans heel. But it seems like there's a possibility that they could. I hope they don't. I don't understand why Triple H continues to make dumb booking decisions. Like book, 2 contract signings on this show, which is dumb. You didn't need that. You only need to have really 1 contract signing. And really and truthfully, you didn't need, my bad. Really and truthfully, you didn't even need to have that, right? But it is what it is, man, at this point, so whatever. All right, so we kick the show off with Paul Heyman. He puts over Obafemi and Brock Lesnar. So Paul Heyman said that he was there to hype them on a match that needs no hype. He called it the biggest rematch in WWE history. He told the fans to please shut the hell up when he has a mic in his hands. Paul Heyman said that Obafemi will step into the ring and be conquered. So then we get a really good video package by Brock Lesnar, who said he didn't get a chance to congratulate Oba on his WrestleMania win last week. Brock said that Oba's victory at WrestleMania will cost him more than he could ever imagine. Brock said that he's had his fair share of ass kickings over the years, but none like what he received at the hands of Oba. Said it was so severe that he said that he was done. And that didn't set well with him. And it's not going to end that way. Obafemi. He said he can take an ass whooping, but can Oba? He said he will conquer Oba and he's going to rule over him. So that was really good. I enjoyed that. Great shit there. Paul Heyman, he says that he's got bad news for anyone who worships Obafemi, and that is Obafemi has awakened the beast. So then Oba comes out, and he asked him, what do you think 4 F5s have awakened in him? He's going to retire Brock Lesnar for a second time. He says that Paul Heyman says that it's all business, not personal. Oba said that him receiving 4 F5s felt very personal to him. And then he held up the Clash in Italy contract and signed it against Paul Heyman's chest. He said, deliver this message to Brock. He said the last time he was fighting to beat him, now he's fighting to kill him this time. So good stuff there. I like that. Is that going to happen? Probably not, but this was good. I'm really digging the Oba Brock stuff. We should get a third and final match at SummerSlam. Although I wish that they hadn't had Brock retire like that at Mania. Kind of just save it for SummerSlam. I mean, you're going to be in his hometown anyway. It would have meant a whole hell of a lot more. And, I would have liked that better. But it is what it is, so what's done is done. But this is okay. I like this. This is fine. The video package to me was solid, and I'm excited for Brock and Oba too. Again, I expect for Brock to win, and then Oba to basically win the rubber match at SummerSlam. So there is that. Moving on from that, this leads us into the first match of the night. Penta defeats Javon Evans to retain the Intercontinental Championship. This match was fun. Towards the end of the match, Javon hit a nasty Hurricane Rana off the top rope. Penta continued to fight. Javon went for the OG cutter. Penta ended up hitting the backstabber. And he followed it up by a running Mexican Destroyer for the 1-2-3. Good match here. Very, very good match. So post-match, Penta, he congratulated Javon on a hard-fought victory. He tried to raise his arms. So Javon yanked it away. He looked kind of pissed off and stuff. So hopefully they don't turn him heel because he needs to stay babyface. The crowd loves him. And I've been a big fan of Javon Evans since he came into NXT. So hopefully they keep him babyface. Maybe just give him more of an aggressive side. I wish this would have been a feud. And it could be. But I feel like we're probably going to end up doing maybe like a fatal four-way at some point. Ethan Page, Javon Evans, Rusev, and Penta. I feel like that's going to happen at some point. I just kind of feel it, you know. I feel it in my gut, basically. So, you know, there is that. But this match was fun. It was very, very good. Penta ended up slamming Javon Evans into the announce table really hard, which was great when Javon was trying to do like a tope suicida. Penta grabbed him and threw him pretty hard. Javon sold that very, very well. I'm like, damn, his back has got to be hurting. I know when he got done with his match, he probably put Icy Hot on his back immediately because that shit was nasty. I'm like, damn. So again, the match was good. The match was very, very good here. Moving on from that. So Michael Cole mentioned that Logan Paul is going to be out for quite a few months. He suffered a torn tricep, so he's going to be out for a minute. So there's that. Man, the Vision needs to end as a faction. Enough. Bronson Reed has been injured. Braun Breaker was injured. And now Logan Paul is injured. The Vision is fucking cursed. They need to end this faction ASAP because it feels like this thing is just heading downhill. It's like a boulder heading downhill, and it's going to be like no survivors. And that's kind of like what this thing is for the Vision. This is just, oof, wow. This is just bad, oof. So backstage, Austin Theory, he approached Paul Heyman. He tried to hand him the tag title belt because he didn't know what to do with it. So Paul Heyman said that he always put the contracts that the Vision were champions without specific names. He said that that means he can keep the tag titles and defend them with a new partner, Braun Breaker. So Austin Theory, he hugged Paul Heyman. He was very enthusiastic about it. And Austin Theory said that he wanted to make the responsible parties pay a price, being the Street Profits. And so Paul Heyman, he liked that idea and told him that it means he knows what he needs to do and to whom. Okay, this is fine, I guess. Moving on. That's fine. Moving on, let's listen to Joe Hendry. He comes out next. He wants to sing about firing Logan Paul. So Austin Theory showed up and he beat up Joe Hendry. He hit him in the back with a steel chair over and over again. And he threw him against the ring post and everything else. So kicked his ass pretty bad. And there was that. So there's that. Whatever. This is fine, I guess. All right. Moving on. This leads us into the Street Profits. Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford there backstage. So Seth Rollins walked up to Angelo Dawkins. He got a good reaction. So Seth Rollins said that he wasn't trying to start anything, but he wanted to point out that what he did, which was sale of his business, he said with Logan Paul, they can end the Vision. My bad. He said with Logan Paul out, they can end the Vision, but they have to work together since he's never seen Austin Theory like that. So Montez Ford shows up. He walks in and says nothing good happens when Seth Rollins is around. Seth Rollins said nothing good happened when he wasn't for them at Saturday Night's Main Event, or they'd be tag team champions. He said they don't need to be friends, but they have a common enemy in the form of the Vision. Seth Rollins said that one of them is a multi-time world champion who has headlined WrestleMania. Ford said that's true, but he's never stabbed a friend in the back. And then Seth Rollins was challenged by Montez Ford to a match, and he accepts. So this is fine. I like this. This is fine. But again, the Vision is, cursed. Now, apparently, there's rumors going around that Baron Corbin is going to probably go back to WWE. Maybe he's the one who eventually gets revealed to be the newest member of the Vision while Logan Paul is out recuperating. I think that would be good. You immediately put him into a top spot and put him in like a top feud, which is fine. So this makes perfect sense to me. I am a fan of this. Moving on from that, this leads us into... what I'm saying is, before I forget, I'm a fan of Baron Corbin, right? That would be a good spot for him. But also, he'll be good on SmackDown, but I got a feeling they're probably going to end up putting him in the Vision. I just got a feeling that's what's going to end up happening, more than likely, right? Moving on, this leads us into Rey Mysterio. No, my bad, Javon Evans. So, he's walking down the hallway. Penta shows up. Javon apologizes for earlier on and how he lost his cool. He said that he was frustrated with himself for his unprofessional reaction. And then Javon told Penta that he'll see him for that title very soon. So Rey shows up. Rey congratulates Penta on his successful IC title defense. They both speak in Spanish, and then Penta said for his legacy, there's no one he'd rather defend the title against than Rey Mysterio. Rey said that he likes the idea, and Penta said that he's going to go talk to Adam Pearce. Okay, this fucking rules. Sign me up. We need this. This needs to happen soon. They should build this match to happen in Saudi. I think that would be great. You don't want to put it on Clash in Italy. I wouldn't. I would really build this thing for a while. Give this match to us during the next Saudi show. I think it's Night of Champions. So I think that would be great. It'd be very, very good. I'm excited for that. So, good shit there. Moving on, this leads us into more Judgment Day bullshit. So, Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez, they defeated... No, Bayley and Lyra, they ended up winning. So, that's fine. Who really cares? That's not that important. I don't care about this at all. Moving on, Roman Reigns, he chats with Adam Pearce backstage. Adam Pearce said he understands tribal combat, but he said Jacob Fatu shouldn't be employed by WWE anymore. Roman said he doesn't want to go back to his old ways, but he wanted to show him the power and stroke that he has. Roman said he didn't know that Jacob Fatu even knew about tribal combat. He's got an obligation to accept that challenge. He said if Jacob Fatu loses, he must serve him. If he beats him, good luck because we're all screwed. He told Adam Pearce. Okay, that's fine. This makes sense. We all know that Jacob will fall in line. Maybe we'll end up seeing Zilla Fatu show up at some point. I'm hoping that does happen, right? To progress the story along. So I don't fucking know. I really don't know. Moving on, this leads us into LA Knight. He's on this show for a second week in a row, which is good. So, LA Knight said that next week on Raw, the King and Queen of the Ring tournament, that's going to begin. And he's throwing his name in the hat, which is good. He said that when he wins the tournament, if he wins the tournament, he's going to be aiming for Roman, so he gets a mild reaction with that one. He asked, where does that leave the Usos and Roman? LA Knight said that Roman is the most corrupt champion he's ever known. LA Knight said that he was trying to stir up the bloodline of old, that being Roman Reigns. And he said the Usos aren't the same Usos he wants new. So the Usos, they show up. Jimmy said he's going to remind LA Knight that they fought side by side at WrestleMania against Division. LA Knight said that it's not the same now with Roman as it was 3-on-1 last week. Jimmy said he gets why LA Knight's all up in their business about the bloodline. Jimmy said they had a few years there where it got ugly for everybody. Jimmy said they did what they had to do, but it's not my bad. It's not like that anymore. He told LA Knight he can go for the King of the Ring and end up with a fair shot at Roman. LA Knight asked if he's being fair and honest with him and himself. LA Knight said last week Jimmy said they're about to attack Jacob Fatu last week. 2-on-1. Jay had a chair in his hand. He said he seems like he's basically the third fiddle to Roman, and he doesn't want to see him become Roman's errand boy again. So Jimmy said he yelled. He said he's heard enough about what LA Knight's talking about. LA Knight said that he's proving his point right now. He said if they attack in 2-on-1, if Jay's there, or 3-on-1, if Roman join in, Jimmy said Jay's family business and he should tread lightly, or else our family will become your business. So Jimmy was about to leave. LA Knight grabbed his arm and said that Jim was the one that he liked. He said that he's even okay with Jay, but he can't stand Roman. He said he can't get the job done on his own, and if he becomes the business of the family, he'll make sure they go out of business. Okay, this is fine. I like this, but we don't need to see Jimmy and LA Knight bicker back and forth. Like, this makes no sense. Unless they're going to do an LA Knight Jimmy Uso feud, that could be kind of interesting there. But I don't expect for him to win, that being LA Knight. I just don't see Triple H giving him that title. I really don't. And it's a fucking shame, too, because LA Knight is so damn good, but he hasn't got his just due in like 3 years, right? The only thing he got was a U.S. title, right? That was it. Or was it the IC title? I think it was the U.S. title. So, but, this is okay, I guess. Moving on. Ethan Page, he's backstage. He walks up to Rey Mysterio when he was talking to Adam Pearce about the IC title. Ethan Page took offense with Adam Pearce gifting others title matches. He asked Rey, what did Rey do to earn the match? So Adam Pearce said he's a Hall of Famer. Rusev walked in, wanted to know what was going on. Ethan Page said that Rey's going to jump the line on Rusev. Rusev got worked up and got pissed off, and he asked Rey how he earned the opportunity. Ethan told Adam Pearce that Rey to make Rey earn it. Rey said he'll face Rusev to earn it, and then he made the match official, that being Adam Pearce. Okay, that's fine, cool. Moving on, Seth Rollins defeats Montez Ford. Match is pretty good. Very, very solid. Rollins ends up winning via, was it the stomp? Yeah, it was. So it's the stomp. So that's cool there. Good stuff. This was a great match. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Good stuff. Post-match, Division, they showed up, that being Austin Theory, and he beat up on Montez Ford briefly. And then Seth Rollins ended up making the save. So, there's that. No, my bad. No, my bad. Austin Theory, he attacks Angelo Dawkins from behind, beating him profusely with the steel chair. So Dawkins is out. So whatever. Moving on from that, Austin Theory is chastised by Adam Pearce. He's pissed off at what Austin Theory did. That made him sick. So, there's that. All right, whatever. That's fine. Moving on. So Montez Ford, he said Austin Theory found a perfect time to hit his brother when he was busy having a match. Seth Rollins ran in and asked if Angelo Dawkins was okay. Montez Ford says Dawkins needs us. Seth Rollins agreed. Seth Rollins said he wanted the head. He wants the head of the snake, that being Braun Breaker. And he wants Adam Pearce to make a match between him and Braun Breaker if possible. Okay, that's fine. I mean, to make it as soon as possible, ASAP. Okay, that's cool. It's more likely going to be at Clash in... No, well, yeah, it should be at Clash in Italy, more than likely. That should get added to the card, but, I mean, that's fine. I mean, because you don't want to run the risk of this thing going up until Saudi, because that's where this thing should end, right? So this thing should end at Saudi. But we'll have to wait and see how things play out. Moving on from that. Moving on, this leads us into Becky Lynch. She was backstage interviewed by Kathy Kelly. Becky talked about her name being etched in stone forever. Becky said there's a difference between striving for greatness and standing opposite of it. And then she said, "Welcome to the big time." So that was it. So that's fine. That's Becky's pretty good little promo there. I enjoyed it. So this is fine, I guess. Whatever. Moving on. Rey Mysterio defeats Rusev. So there's that. Match was pretty okay. Ethan Page came out and got involved. He was on commentary. Rey ended up winning, so that's fine. Makes sense. So good stuff there. Moving on, this leads us into... post-match, there's a little brawl that ensued. So, Rusev attacked Rey and everything else. And then Rey was about to get beat up some more, but Dragon Lee showed up, who we haven't seen in like maybe a month, I would say, probably a month, and he helped Rey fight off Rusev. So, and Ethan Page. So, it's probably going to be a tag team match probably next week. So that's fine there. That should be okay. Good stuff there. Moving on, Adam Pearce was pissed off of Austin Theory. He wanted him to leave and everything else after what he did from earlier on in the night. So, there's that. And then, for whatever reason, the Vision, they walked past Otis, Akira Tozawa, and Maxine Dupree. And Theory basically gave them a look, and then that was it. So, whatever. I don't know. Whatever. I don't care about this. Moving on, this leads us into the second contract signing, Roman Reigns, Jacob Fatu. This was the main event of the closing segment of the evening. Not main event of the evening. Main event of the evening was Rey Mysterio versus Rusev in ring. So, Jacob Fatu, he signed the contract and everything else. So Roman showed up, got a pretty good reaction and everything. So Roman wanted Adam Pearce and company to leave them so they could talk about some things. So Roman wanted Columbus, Ohio to acknowledge him. They did. Roman told Jacob all he had to do was acknowledge him, and it could have been that simple. And then Jacob Fatu said, "Acknowledge you like everybody here." He said, "Hell nah." He said, I'm not like everybody else." Jacob said that Roman's the reason why their family is in the family in the bloodline is living the life that they have. He's the reason that they're on the top of the mountain as a family. Jacob said that Roman took their family to the promised land, but he can only take them so far. He said it's time for change and another direction and another destination. Jacob Fatu said when he talked about honor and respect and living the code of the bloodline, he said he bent the rules just so he could beat him, that being Roman. Did you do what you had to do by any means necessary? He said, but at tribal combat, anything and everything goes. He said he's going to dog walk his bitch ass, that being Roman. Roman said he's a man of his word. He said if Jacob Fatu beats him, then he becomes the head of the table. You become the shot caller. You lead. Roman will follow. But if you can't dog walk me, then it looks like I'll be walking you like a dog. I'll domesticate you. If you can't beat me, you'll serve me and learn from me. And in time, you'll love your tribal chief. Jacob Fatu says it looks like a win for him. He said if he's going to dog walk his ass, then he still has a job and nothing is going to change. He said when he dog walks Roman's ass, everybody, especially him, will learn how to acknowledge him. And they both shake hands, and then that was kind of it. That was it. So this is fine, I guess. Ending the show on a war words. Okay, that's cool, I guess. Whatever. This is fine, I guess. But I'm not digging this whole bloodline stuff. Tribal Combat is okay, but, you know, we've seen 2 matches before. Roman has won. He's not going to lose this. It's interesting to see how he's going to lose. Because at some point you have to insert Zilla Fatu into the story at some point. And clearly we know that Roman's going to win at Clash. So, you know, there's that. So, overall, Monday Night Raw was okay. Again, some stuff that's still moving at a snail's pace. I don't know why they're still using the Vision. I don't know why that's a faction at all. It makes no sense. So, whatever. The matches were good. Penta and Javon were solid. That was great. Ray and Rusev was good. I enjoyed Seth Rollins and Montez Ford, so I like that. So good stuff there. But Monday Night Raw overall was okay. What did you guys think? I hope you guys had a happy Memorial Day and everything else. And what did you guys think of Monday Night Raw? Let me know. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.